Hey y'all, it's me, Sparrow, from Sparrow International. Why do I make these videos? I'm making these videos because I was married for 10 years and I watched before social media was a thing, and while I was married, and I watched how it transformed in a dating business, and I also witnessed how that affected relationships and created disconnections. So I make these videos now to apply my wisdom. Been single for 6 years since I became a widow, and I've had some experiences that were very interesting. And and as a person who's, very caring and devoted to community and stuff, I care about what other people, not what they think of me, but more like what they think of me is what makes them take action against me. So if you believe a certain thing about me, you're going to take a certain action against me. And that is what I have to protect myself from. And I feel like a lot of people out there feel they have to protect themselves from the same thing. But here's what I've noticed. I've researched this. Psychology is very, very big these days thanks to COVID. A lot of mental health has come to the surface. And I say thanks to COVID because I feel like a lot of people were walking around with mental health issues and did not know about it and thought that the things they were doing were okay and their behavior and treatment towards others were okay. And it wasn't. I want to address the psychological damages social media has had on individuals, both young, old, and even just in their 20s, 30s. Social media makes it where we're very accessible to each other. That's a good tool, but how we choose to use it is a problem. In dating, it's a horrible, horrendous tool out there. First of all, we judge everyone based off of pictures. I look at pictures and when I look at someone and I see their picture, right? Like, let's say if I'm on Tinder or Plenty of Fish or any of the other dating sites, but those are my two favorites, you know? But anyways, when I'm on there and I'm observing someone's picture, I'm not looking at them like this is who they are and this is what I'm going to get into and oh my God, I really like him. It's more like, oh, this is appealing, but this is what he's projecting. This is what he wants me to see, or she. You know, what and I see that in people. I'm a very stylish, fashionable person, and I use fashion to express myself, and where I'm at and stuff like that. So psychology is like so big for me because I implement it in everything I do. And I do that because I'm a mom. I do that because I'm a businesswoman. And I do that because I'm a woman trying to survive a world. And if I didn't understand psychology and the way people think and why they think they do, it's a dangerous world. And I would place myself in a dangerous position if I didn't examine those things. But one thing I do notice is how people judge. Okay, so when you're a highly attractive person, right? And you're in a world where superficiality is very important to a lot of people and they want to look a certain way, and you have that look they want, you're always being judged. Like you should behave this way when you talk, how you sound. I have a New York twang, sometimes I might say, "What's up, B?" Just to, switch, code switching. But there's those expectations placed on you, especially when you have a high valued look. And when you have a high valued look, people have a high value expectation. And that contributes to a lot of mental health issues because you're trying to fit those expectations. Naturally, as human beings, this is what we do. We want each other's approval, and whether we know each other or not. And then now having access to each other is like almost like I know you even though I don't, right? So When we're sitting here and we're going through our pictures and we're projecting to the world what we want to see, we're denying ourselves the authenticity of a real connection. We are. So I like to do a little game when I meet someone on social media and I really see that there's someone I could potentially like. The first thing I do is break all the rules of dating. I break all the rules, and I do that on purpose, because I want to see you. I want to know you. I don't want to know the person you're projecting. I don't want to know that perfect image and how you're going to placate my ego. You're going to learn that. Probably going to naturally do that just so you can get in my pants. So why should I even focus on that? I want to focus on who are you when you think I'm weird? Who are you when you think that there's conflict? How do you handle conflict? How do you treat me even though you don't know me? Because you see, I notice that people are keyboard fucking warriors. Yes, that I said it. I said it, bitch. Keyboard warriors. That's what you all are out there. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to create enemies. I'm just trying to speak my hashtag truth. We hide behind these text messages and we mistreat each other because we don't have to face each other. And that has increased mental health problems. Because at the end of the day, human connection is a natural thing. Wanting to be a part of a group or part of a relationship or part of someone's life in any way. That's why we congregate in communities. We come together and we go to places that, have other individuals that fulfill our self-interest. Actually, this whole be happy being alone bullshit. And I say it's bullshit because no one's really ever truly happy being alone. I think it's more like be happy with yourself. So when you are alone, you can't, some people just can't stand their own selves. But in actuality, no one really wants to be alone. So that whole being happy with alone psychology. Listen, these gurus out there, these relationship gurus, they mean well. I'm not saying they don't. But at the same time, you being psychologically fucked up enough to doubt who you are is what's feeding their business. So how do we fix that? We understand psychology. We understand human nature at its core level before social media. Remember back in the day when, and I'm speaking to my millennials and older, remember before social media, if you liked somebody, there's a song by George Strait and it's called Check Yes or No. Remember that? You used to pass the letter to somebody and you made this long letter about how you felt, and the more words you put into that letter, the more thought that was put into those words and more highly accepted those thoughts were. How did social media damage communication? It made us judge people who want to communicate. It's just that simple. I know if I send you a text, I know you saw it. Why should I wait 20 minutes just to show you I'm not sweating you? That's stupid. That's just stupid. If I'm interested in you, why do I have to play like I'm not? These are things that social media had changed, because back in the day, you couldn't approach someone if you didn't know they weren't interested in you. You had to have signals and cues, communications, body languages, and and men knew then I had to work and earn to at least sleep with you and first meet your parents. Remember that? Nowadays, it's like, you're not meeting my family, but I'm going to take your body and decide if I want to have you in my life. And this is on both sides, men and women. I think men feel just as much used as women do. We're very backwards and we're preventing genuine connections. So now you're connecting with individuals you just want to fuck. You're not connecting with individuals that you want to bring home. So how are you going to make a connection with someone that you don't want to bring home, but you just want to fuck? We used to have a term for that. A player. And he didn't dare. Everyone knew, all the ladies knew, stay away from this player. We talked to each other. We looked out for each other. And nowadays, we just sitting here and we're all like tripping at each other just to get the attention from that same player that back in the days we would have ostracized for even thinking to play women or hurt us. So these are the things that changed. It changed. Our value on how we treat each other has changed thanks to social media. You're able to hide behind pictures, you're able to hide behind Instagram, Facebook, blocked, and your behavior goes unchecked. And that's why dating is horrendous out there for so many, because we are sitting here checking each other's behavior because a person can block you. And ostracism has its own psychological effects. Even if you don't know a person, ostracism can still affect a person's mental health. And I will say mental health just has a play on whether or not you've learned healthy ways to process these emotions. I feel like I have a healthy way. I just let a person know how I feel and I express that and hope that by expressing my feelings, they will learn their lesson. Even if it's not with me, they would, I like to leave off knowing that you've learned your lesson and won't treat another one of my sisters out there or brothers out there like that, because that's what's damaging us. And we're sitting here judging each other based off of these damages, but in actuality, we're all carrying some form of insecurity and some form of emotional pain. I'm a widow. My husband passed away. Every day I live with that pain. Every day I struggle with depression. I sometimes have to not even think about those memories, because in contrast to my life now and then, yeah, I'm gonna get depressed, and I get judged for that a lot. And but the truth is, I know what will heal me. Falling in love. I know it. It's what healed me in the first place. Ladies and gentlemen, I experienced love. I had a man who loved me very much. He was a great man to me. And he wasn't perfect. We had our ups and downs. And in certain ways, he was controlling. He was a Scorpio. So he was very controlling in some ways. But I knew, and he used to tell me when we would get into our little arguments, and I will misinterpret his actions, because that's what we do. We misinterpret and miscommunication, but communication is what keeps the relationship alive. It's what keeps things going. If you can't communicate, and I cannot communicate how I feel, especially in the very beginning, how can I communicate to you when things get more advanced or harder? Then I'm gonna sit here and risk depending on you, and then you ghost because it got hard. You get it? So it's like, so I want you to show me your true colors in the beginning. I don't want to play mystery, especially through text. I can't make it determined. You cannot, ladies and gentlemen, you cannot determine who a person is through text. When I first started out dating, after I got ghosted the way I got ghosted, I used to Google how to text, and then if you was like a Leo, how to text a Leo to make him want you. And it worked. I would, because there's so much psychology put into astrology that I did not realize how much it worked. It did. And it would work every time. But here I am applying these psychological ploys to my texting technique so I won't be looked at as emotional and crazy. It was just for protection for self. But now here I am. And now I'm not being my authentic self. And I'm letting in people that I would have definitely never let in before. Because now I'm sitting here being what I'm fitting that image. And I'm fitting that category. And how can you determine if someone's compatible with you if you're not even being your authentic self? So here I am falling for someone, and here they are falling for me, and then thanks to social media and that image projection and that judgmental approach in dating, we're witnessing, oh my God, you're nothing I would want. And then all hell breaks loose. So now, Also, another thing that's prevalent out there is a lot of human traffickers are disguising themselves as boyfriends or girlfriends to come into your life and then to extort you and exploit you. That's very big, because what happens in the court of law, yours truly is taking legal studies, want to be a lawyer, but in a court of law, it is open to interpretation, but there is specific definitions and qualifications to fall under a jurisdiction of, they're called elements. You are required to meet these elements that will make this crime prevalent, and it will allow the police to come in and intervene your behalf, because it falls under what you call a jurisdiction. Jurisdiction is just basically, do they have the right to proceed over your case, and if so, what elements does it meet to proceed over your case? And human traffickers have learned to manipulate that by coming in as your boyfriend. And I'm a single mom, and one of the things that I've had to deal with is they come in and then weaponizing child protective services and all those other things, because that's what they're doing, holding us hostage by these things. And my goal is to change the laws to hold people accountable for that stuff. But in the meantime, those laws don't exist. They're not prevalent. So I am giving you, the people out there, the tips why we are so fucked up. It's okay to be fucked up. Embrace who you are. Embrace your imperfections. Embrace that. I'm a perfectionist. I like a lot of affection. I do. So I like it when a guy hugs me and holds me constantly. I just sometimes, and don't let me like have to go out there and fight the world. All I want to do is curl up in someone's arms and just be like held. So the bigger your arms, the better, because I'll feel safe. But that's really what's happening out there. And social media is, I see it. You're not escaping bullying. You're not escaping the harshness of the world now, because now you come home and then you have to deal with it through your phone. I've been bullied. I had one person make a burn chat just because they were mad at me and added me to the chat, and then all the women in that chat just attacked me. I mean, there's no escape from abuse. And then there's no checks and balance of abuse across social media. And I think some laws should be implemented for that, because it's showing that people, I looked it up. So social media has shown an increase in depression, suicidal ideations and suicidal attempts. It has shown an increase in sadness because of this cruelty I've witnessed. A cruelty that you wouldn't dare do in the old days, because you just, you had to face the person every day. You had to see them. Now you can hide behind your phone. You can hide behind your Facebook account or Instagram account. And then you can take what you want from a person and then be out. And then me personally, don't like dating someone. If you feel I shouldn't know your address, swipe left. Swipe left. What are you fucking hiding? And then on top of that, like, it's about being open. It's about being honest and being your authentic self. How can I connect with someone if I have to deny my authentic self? And these relationship gurus are doing a great job of making you feel like being your authentic self is a problem. Meanwhile, the problem is catering to that bullshit. We're catering to people's needs to what? Validate us? How about this? If we need to be validated, it's a natural human nature, right? So if you're around someone that you feel won't validate you, then move on and find someone who will. This whole want to be validated. social media and our approach to dating and our judgmental approach has made it where we can't even connect genuinely, and we're denying our natural we're denying our natural selves. And then so someone wants my business, but he asked me not to text him at 3 a.m. I'm just trying to get business. You see, this is the things that women go through. He's sending me a text, and I want him to make some flyers, and he's telling me, don't text me at 3 a.m. Bitch, I wake, if you own a business, anyone who owns a business and runs a business knows that you don't stop working. It's 24/7 and everything. I texted him when I got in from work, but I guess he gonna want to run with that shit. That's what I'm talking about. That I wish I could show you. I wish I could show you that text that just went my way. It's just it's ridiculous. This is exactly what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about. I should be able to send in an order at any time, and when you receive it. I mean, but I respect boundaries. If that's his boundaries, I'm going to respect it. But my question, the reason why I'm getting a bit peeved is like, where is that coming from? Like, what is that? I feel like that's like a little like, oh, you're, you see, that's the shit, being a woman. Because I'm a female, an attractive female, and I'm texting him at 3 a.m. for business. It's something else. It's this is what I'm talking about. The judgment, the perception. Our perspective is just fucked up. We're fucked up towards each other. We're fucked up. And then we want each other's business. Guess what? He's lost my business. Believe me, he did. I'm going to find someone else. And so, yeah. If, you see, standards. I got them. We all have them. But it's just that we've got to be more humane to each other. I'm making these videos to show. I saw the difference, ladies and gentlemen. I married my husband at 24 in 2007, and social media was still new. MySpace was coming up and everything, and I had an ex when I was dating during MySpace, and he played me on that. And that was just MySpace, and it wasn't even a big deal, and it wasn't a big dating tool, but yet he still used that to play me and everything. And I remember being hurt. Him constantly, I'll be standing right there, and him and his boys be talking about some ex-girl he found on MySpace and how she used to smell good and shit like that. And then I'll look at, and then if I had a reaction, now I'm a jealous bitch. Like, nigga, why are you talking? See, New York 20, I got mad. I'm sorry. I'm not even going to apologize for that shit. But seriously, why are you talking about the next bitch and how good she smelled in front of the one you with? That ain't jealousy. That's disrespect. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? That's how they twist your emotions. That's what I'm talking about. People want to twist something that you naturally feel, because you have a boundary and a self-value, and it's like, oh no, shape yourself to cater to my needs and my narcissism. Fuck that shit. So I'll end on this note. Social media does not determine a true connection. You have to meet the person. I recommend meeting them immediately. Public space, definitely public area, if you're concerned about rape and anything else. And on top of that, let your friends know, and let him know that your friends know. If he has bad intentions, trust me, he's gonna cancel. And if he has good intentions, then he's gonna respect your boundaries. So there you go. Peace. 10 years of marriage. I'm just trying to share that news. Sparrow International, Sparrow INTL is my Instagram and Facebook. Follow me. See what we're about. Come join the movement. We're just doing a big movement, uniting police and community for the sake of legacy, trying to protect what we have against these things, these very issues that I'm talking about. So hope to see you. Peace.